Going on, everyone? John Matrix here. Hope you're all having yourselves a wonderful day wherever you're at, whenever you're watching this. We got a couple of 40k videos we're gonna go through here today. Doing this live with my YouTube members here. This is a video that's been requested by one of my YouTube members. This is Terminal Velocity by LJ Golding Warhammer 40k Space Marine Story, and this is by Border Prince. So yeah, links will be down below as always in the description to the original video without my commentary and reaction, and to Border Prince's channel. So yeah, if you enjoy this video to go through it, be sure to give it a like, and if you enjoy his content, you know, go over there, check out his channel, and see what all he's got to offer, and then hit that sub button on his channel if you enjoy his content. So yeah, we're gonna jump in here. Again, Terminal Velocity by a LJ Golding Warhammer 40k Space Marine Story on the Border Prince's channel. Boop, boop. Monitor. There we go. Volume's up. Let's go. But in the grimdark future, there is only war.
For the glory of the Imperium!
That voice sounds familiar.
Terminal Velocity by L.J. Goulding. Wreckage. I am ensnared. Kick free, roll left. Lateral spin. Ground, sky, ground, sky, ground, sky. Arms spread. Steer with legs. Ground, sky, ground, sky, sky, ground, ground, ground. Angle descent.
A lot of sky and ground, apparently. A lot of sky and ground. I'm not very familiar with the size of the Emperor. I feel like because of the Astartes 2 trailer that had come out, they seem to have kind of risen in visibility and popularity lately, but maybe they were always popular and I just was unaware. So interested to learn more about this chapter.
Adjusting trajectory. Altitude 14,072 meters and falling. Falling. My auto sensors dull the roar of the air to nothing more than faint white noise. Problem. Visor display shows damage to left thruster. Fuel leaking like a comet tail behind me. Cannot fire my jump pack. The Storm Eagle.
I was going to say, yeah, it sounds like he's falling. He's got a jump pack that's malfunctioning. I assume that maybe this is some kind of drop ship or whatever that may have been, taking fire, and he's fallen out of the ship, and his jump pack's damaged now, so he's trying to figure out what he's doing as he's hitting terminal velocity, which is the title of the story here.
Spirals downwards some 1,500 meters away. Its engines are burned out. Its internal bays open to the atmosphere. It's shedding bodies. Ragged Xenos and a handful of limp armored forms. Emperor, speed you on your way, brothers. Comms are inoperative. Altitude 12,816 meters and falling. Recall emergency procedures. Disengage safeties. 1-2. Check armament. Lost my blade. Bolt pistol maglock to right thigh. Confirm final disengage. Deactivate. Failsafe. Release. The jump pack snaps free. The trailing harness web tugging me into a new half spin. Arms spread, head back, ground, sky, ground, ground.
That brings up a question, right? With the genetic enhancements that the Astartes have had, along with their armor that they're always wearing in combat, right? What kind of fall could one survive? You know what I'm saying? In this situation where it seems like he's extremely high up, he's going to end up hitting terminal velocity. Were he to impact on the ground, without breaking any kind of speed, at what height would he be able to survive a fall like that? You know what I'm saying? That's something I hadn't really thought about. What kind of impact could his armor take to protect him, situation, etc., if at all?
The pack tumbles past me, still leaking wispy fuel as it falls. It looks much smaller now, whirling toward the infinite horizon. Combat assessment. My transport has been attacked. My squad is unaccounted for, presumed killed in action. I'm in freefall, 2.8 kilometers from the designated drop point. Local geography, urban sprawl, 94 meters above relative sea level. Enemy-held territory. Adjust altitude reading accordingly. A bright flash, a concussion wave, and a booming detonation as the stricken Storm Eagle's fuel tanks catch. The explosion sears the heavens, lighting up the cloud cover below and scattering the remains of her fuselage over the wide.
Well, I mean, like, in Space Marine squads, do they have, like, just regular dudes as pilots, or aren't they Astartes as well? That's another question. I'm not sure.
Wide area. One amongst many. Who knew that the Tyranids could gain air superiority over the mighty Imperium so effortlessly? Sudden impact to my left shoulder. Spinning, corrected. It is a piece of the drop rail. Brother Tolliver still hangs lifelessly from his
That's what
pack,
I thought.
locked in position and ready for the jump that never came. He has lost his helm, and his short, white hair whips in the howling gale. Another pack is locked, 2 spaces behind him. The bisected remains of Brother Kanai dangle half out of the harness like a mangled puppet. No, not remains. Kanai claws at the rail with bloody gauntlets. His body has not yet realized the extent of the damage that has been inflicted upon it. I tried to raise him on the Vox, or even by battle sign, but he is too far gone. He is being dragged down by Tolliver and the drop rail, even though he will not likely survive all the way to the ground. Not with that level of blood loss. In desperation, he fires his jump pack. There is a bright flare, and the rail begins to spin like a firework, driven by Kanai's frantic thrust. I dive to the right, angling and slowing my fall to avoid him. They spin faster and faster still. I pray that Kanai blacks out before the end. His pack detonates, taking most of the rail and Tolliver with it.
Okay.
Someone's severed arm hits me solidly in the face. Ground.
Like, it gives me a little bit of a chuckle thinking about that, right? Like, with everything going on, you know, this guy's panicking, so much stuff's happening, and then, like, an explosion happens, and then, like, one of his buddies, like, hand just, like, slaps him in the face, flying by, you know, like, to add insult to injury.
Sky, ground, sky. Arms spread, corrected. Altitude, 7,481 meters and falling. In the moment, I struggle to recall my training. The correct procedures feel counterintuitive. I draw my bolt pistol.
Yeah, I would imagine in a situation like that, anyone would panic, and yeah, you would have that moment of just panic where, yeah, like any kind of training or instruction might kind of go out the window for a minute until you kind of get your bearings, you know?
And confirm the full magazine by the blade as well as the hand that wields it. Everything blurs to white as I breach the cloud cover, moisture beading across my helmet retinal lenses. The visor display appears to hang against a murky, blank page before my eyes. Suddenly, inexplicably, my armor systems manage to lock on to the local strategic network. My tactical readouts are updated. The Xenos are swarming into the second ward. They must have sniffed out our true intentions and are converging upon all potential ground evacuation points. They are millions strong. Without air support, we will not prevail. My vision clears. I see the cityscape below me, overlaid with the most recent mapping in friendly green and hostile red. So much red. Altitude, 4,121 meters and falling. A murder flock of winged beasts takes
4,121 meters and falling. That man, yeah. He's been falling for a minute here, too.
flight from the shattered upper levels of a ruined mega-hab to the south. They are smaller, grotesque creatures, barking and shrieking their alien calls into the sky, though their sheer numbers cast a shadow upon the wide streets below. Targeting, lock, fire. Targeting, lock, fire. I am upon them, and then through them. Leathery wings slap against me, startled yelps and the breaking of their wiry bodies.
So, like, is he still in control of this ship? or is he just kind of like in a wild spin? 'Cause that's what I'm getting, right? Like he was a pilot of this craft, and it took fire. It's out of control now. Things are blowing up, chaos going around him. You know, everyone he was transporting is dead. He's the only one left, and now he's like smacked into, you know, a herd of flying Tyranids, you know, and now they're latched onto his you know, ship. So he's got something else on top of everything to deal with now, trying to probably fend them off as he's falling.
Piercing the white noise in my ears. Turning with a twist of my armoured limbs, I loose 2 more shots back into the brood before they even know what has hit them. They circle, confused and angry, before continuing on their way. I roll over again. I can no longer see sky at the horizon. The largest of the Tyranid bioconstructs stalk the avenue and plazas of the city, surrounded by their smaller cousins. The perspective is confusing. For a moment I feel like a model maker, surveying the miniature angles of a great tableau, with my
That's an interesting way of
perfect and
putting it.
imperfect creations arrayed for battle upon its surface. Then the moment passes, and the very real metropolis rises up to greet me. Altitude, 2,089 meters and falling. My visor locks onto the enemy at ground level. Not the larger constructs now, but those it classifies as infantry. Still technically out of bolt pistol range, my ever-optimistic battle plate nonetheless urges me to engage them. With a flick of my pauldrons, I aim for the widest space I can see, and raise my weapon to the horde below. No lock, fire. No lock, fire. No lock, fire. Each shot means death for something, some as yet unseen beast at ground level. I fire indiscriminately until the shape of a worthier target resolves in my vision. It is a living tank, a loathsome screamer killer. I fire again and again, knowing full well that my bolt shells cannot pierce its chitinous hide. Then the ratchet lever locks back, the pistol's magazine spent. No matter. My body is a weapon. Be the blade. .58.
Man, just gonna try to fall right into it, huh?
Flesh, smooth ceramite, cold plasteel, and unyielding adamantium. I am like a living meteorite.
Okay, Wolverine.
My mass and velocity will be my final gifts to the Emperor. Altitude, 348 meters. I make one less correction to my trajectory.
Yeah, it sounds like he okay. From that description right there now, it sounds like he was part of some kind of transport, you know, team. Their ship took fire. He got knocked out. It exploded. And now he's just, you know, free falling himself. His jetpack's damaged, so he can't like fly, reduce his speed. He ran into a pack of flying Tyranids, killed a couple of them, and now he's essentially, because he's free falling, he's trying to take them with him. That's what I'm getting now. That's what I thought originally, but some of the stuff that was said kind of made me think that he was still like on board a ship. But anyway.
And pull my arms in tight to my sides. My target is...
I would do the same thing if I was him in that situation. Right? It's like, hey man, you know, I'm going down. There's nothing I can do. I'm going to turn myself into a meteor and try to take out the biggest thing I can.
all that I can see. Give me a smile, you unholy bast. The end. Thank you all for watching. Just a quick one, just a short one. I was reading, I got too excited watching the Astartes 2 trailer, and went looking for all the Scives of the Emperor stuff, because I never actually read, there's 2 novels by Goulding that I've never actually read, but I always love Scives of the Emperor. This is Scives of the Emperor, by the way. He's a Scives of the Emperor Space Marine. When I was younger, I read The White Dwarf. They were pushing Epic at the time, and it was a big story about like the last stand of the Scives of the Emperor on the is it a coffin? I forgot what it is now, actually, a coffin. So yeah, I stuck with it, and I loved Epic. I loved Epic. It was great. I wish they'd bring that back. I tried to get into the Horus Heresy Legio Imperialis thing. I bought loads of stuff. I spent like a couple of £100 on all this, and it's all just sat in a box, and no one really plays it. I mean, I don't know anyone who plays it. I feel like I should send it back, really, or try and get a refund. I've had it since it came out. I got dead hyped, you know. I bought all the stuff on release day, and then I've done literally nothing with it since. I opened up a box and had a look at the Titan. I was like, oof, it's a bit more complicated than Middle-earth to put these models together, isn't it?
Okay, so he's gonna go on about this for a minute, but so essentially, yeah, it's a short story about one of the Emperor's scythes who was being transported to a battle zone against the Tyranids. Their ship took fire. He got knocked out. His jump pack was damaged. Wasn't going to be able to salvage himself, and so it's just a tale of his experience of falling and essentially deciding that he can't recover anything. He was going to turn himself into, you know, a bullet essentially, and he himself will be a weapon and take whatever he can with him on the way down. So there you go. It was Terminal Velocity by LJ Goulding, Warhammer 40k Space Marine story, and that was by Border Prince. Like I said, links will be down below in the description as always to the original video without my commentary and reaction to a Border Prince's channel. So if you enjoyed this as we went through it, be sure to give the video of his a like and check out his content on his channel. And if you enjoy it, be sure to give the man a sub. So that's gonna do it for this one, my dudes. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, consider leaving a like and a sub. It helps me and the channel grow. See you guys on the next one.